Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Hey everyone, thank you all for tuning into Biz My Kids, the quarantine edition. My name is Nikki Watson, and I just want to let you know that our future is so bright. Why? You're about to see young scholars pour their heart out, want to know what does it take to be successful. They'll be interviewing today's business leaders to learn how to be tomorrow's business leaders. They will break down those communication barriers between different generations. Check them out.
Hello everyone, it's Amari Wary back here with Business Minds Kids, where we're training the kings and queens of the future. Today we're here with Miss Terran Lewis of Urban Eden. Take it away, guys. Oh, and thank you for being here, Mrs. Lewis.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hi, Mrs. Lewis. So I'm so excited to be interviewing you today. And the first thing I want to do is congratulate you on tripling sales and your anniversary for your grand opening.
Thank you. It's an exciting time for sure.
Yes, it's very, very exciting. And I also wanted to say that I was very ecstatic when I saw that we were interviewing someone with a skincare line, and I'm still very, very excited to get into my questions, hear Noah's questions as well. So we're gonna get started now. My first question is, I saw that you're a black owned couple who own the business together. So is it difficult a couple owning a business together?
We always talk about this. So it has been a challenge. At this point, we're 5 years into the business. So it has been a lot of having to establish roles. I think having guidelines of our roles is really, really important. And we're always learning new things about each other daily, business-wise and personally. So currently I'm over product development, and Quentin is over social media marketing, and he actually does a lot of like the administrative business work because he's like super into business. That's his strength. And then I do a lot of the product development and research side of the business. And we just pretty much had to come to understand like our strengths and our weaknesses. And throughout it all, just learn how to respect each other and respect, that is the person's strength and what they'll bring to the business. And at the end of the day, like Urban Eden is something that we created and we both put a lot of energy into together. So we do what we have to do for the business. And we did realize that we have to like separate that business and personal a lot of the times too. And, take some time to focus on each other, and then definitely take our times where we focus on the business.
So speaking of business and being in that region, I'm going to get into my next question. And my next question is, well, I want to give a little backstory on this question. So being in business minds, I've learned that you have to invest in yourself in order to start a business. So my question is, what was one of the first things you did in order to invest in yourself, to invest in yourself to start your business?
Things that I invested in was wanting to learn the skill. One of the biggest things about the business is soap is our biggest, is what we sell. So I had to learn how to master my craft. For me, soap making is a craft. That's something that I took interest in. So I had to master that skill. Skill was the main thing that I was interested in, and I had to keep on working on that over and over again. So investing into myself more so, and investing into learning that knowledge of how to make soap. And throughout the time, I've had to learn a lot about skincare. I've had to learn I've had to just research a lot and learn different things. So really my knowledge it's been something, and I always wanted to come correct whenever people come and talk to me and ask me a lot of questions about, what can I do for this skincare condition? And so I knew that I had to invest in myself first and foremost.
My name is Brooke Smith again, and I am a young adult, and I have a really big interest in skincare. Like that, I'll sit there and watch people get like all day. And what's some advice that you would give to me, being someone who aspires to start a skincare line in the near future, actually?
I think my first point of advice would be to definitely like just work on yourself first, like work on a skincare regimen for yourself. And then you want to, like I was saying before, just learn a lot of information when it comes to skincare. Just because like even with me learning about skincare, I've been like looking into the anatomy of like the skin, like it really goes deep. So there's so much information that you can learn. And my biggest thing has always been, I just want to be able to be knowledgeable, because once you delve into skincare, really what you're mainly going to have is people asking you questions about, well, I have this going on with my skin, like how do I help this. So you really want to be an expert in your field. Skincare is just something that you want to be an expert in. You want to know what you're talking about when people come to you asking you questions. And you also want to be your own example of good skincare. You want to show that you maintain healthy skin yourself, and that there are various techniques that you use to help with healthy skin, and that you want to share those with others. So you want to be that light first for yourself.
Question is, for you, what is your definition of healthy skin?
Healthy skin is, it doesn't have to be like, to the eye visually flawless skin. To me, healthy skin is skin that is nourished by natural ingredients for the most part, because our skin, a lot of us know that, we are natural beings. Our skin, if it's not taken care of, it reacts. So healthy skin is actually like taking care of yourself internally and also taking care of yourself externally. So really loving on your skin, and acknowledging that your skin is an organ. It's the largest organ on your body. So you're doing what you can to take care of your skin. Your skin is a reflection of what's going on internally. So definitely doing that internal work and allowing it to reflect externally is something that's super important. And also, just in my realm of skincare, one thing that's really big to me is a holistic lifestyle. So taking care of your skin is something that's like a whole range. It's a mind, body, and spirit function, because this is such a big piece of you. So I would think that really, working on balancing your mind, body, and spirit, and also just, so that means, balancing your diet, exercising, hydrating yourself, cleansing your skin, all of those are factored into healthy skin.
Thank you for that answer. Um, so, um, so because you are a business owner, I know that in order to create a business, you have to start off with a vision. And sometimes when you have a vision, it's invisible to others. So, what advice would you give to stay optimistic and still like keep in mind what you want and not like think about what others think?
The journey of entrepreneurship is a very personal journey. It takes you through a lot of like learning yourself, a lot of trials and tribulations. So, everything that I keep, just even with all the answers, is just reflecting back to that inner work, like working on yourself, and understanding that, that you're going to encounter trials and tribulations, but that you're going to overcome it. And to always be better than the day you were before. Don't be so hard on yourself, but understand that the energy that you give forth to your business is what's going to allow it to continue to prosper. So if you continue to show up every day for yourself and continue to work on yourself day in, day after, and try to be better than, try to be a better entrepreneur than you were the day before. Continue to set goals and work towards those goals. Envisioning is one of the greatest things that you can do. Visualization is something that was a major, major part of me being where I am now and knowing where I'm headed, because I envisioned I want this for myself. I took the necessary steps and I paid attention. I was very diligent when opportunities arrived. Of course, I made mistakes sometimes and, made the wrong mistakes, but luckily they weren't anything like too bad that I wasn't able to learn from. I was always able to learn from my mistakes. And I'm pretty sure as I continue to go on, that I'll continue to make more mistakes. But what it has taught me is to be more diligent and to really care for my business and for myself, and to just nourish that energy, nourish that love that I have, and continue to put that into the business.
Last question, and it is, when having a business, there's good reviews and there's bad reviews. So how do you feel when you get, I want to know how you feel when you get both types of reviews.
Great question. Like I said, this is even the whole mental aspect. So before I started a business, I was a server at a restaurant. And so that was really, that is really big to my development, because it taught me about customer service. And I also learned that, you're going to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly in people. So, and also just the customer service aspect is that the customer, even though they might not always be right sometimes, you want to make them feel right. I learned an acronym called LEARNT, LEARNT. So it means to listen, empathize, apologize, recognize, notify, and thank them. So you definitely you acknowledge that they have an issue, whether or not if it's a bad review, you acknowledge that they were unhappy about something within their experience, and you try to figure out what you can do to make that experience better. One thing that I'm learning as we're continuing to grow and just dealing with bad reviews from people sometimes is that I have to just give in, because at this point, it's like you have so many customers. You want to make everybody happy, but you have to come to accept that you will not make everybody happy. Unfortunately, people are going to find, reasons to be unhappy sometimes, and that sometimes has nothing to do with you or your business. And so you just have to let that be where it is. And hopefully the best part is that you're getting so many more positive reviews that you have to focus on. You got to focus on those and continue to work on how you can improve with those positive reviews, and how you can continue to make those people who are happy. And if you can make a person that's upset with your business or upset with the service, if you can turn them around and fix the situation, work on doing that.
Hi, Miss Lewis. My name is Noah Jackson, and I'll be giving you 3 questions. So before we do that, I would like to ask, how is your day today?
My day is okay. Other than this crick in my neck, it's actually quite relieving to just be kind of relaxing today. But other than that, I'm just working on myself today, just relaxing.
That's really relatable. So I'll be jumping into my first question, which is, how did you start your business, and what do you have to do to get your investments and people to know your business?
So the way I pretty much started my business was before I started with my online store, I was just selling at local places. I was also selling door to door, business to business, like going to various salons. But there were different things that I had to get in place, of course, like establishing my business as an LLC. And then we eventually got an online store. And so the online is one of our biggest ways right now. So once we established that online store, we use Shopify. At first we used Square, and then we converted over to Shopify. And we've been with Shopify ever since. We've been with them for about 4 to 5 years now. And once we got that online store going, I was able to, start taking orders online. And that was, honestly, like the beginning, it was like truly like a slow process. It was like a slow and steady process. I know your next part asked about investments, and that was the crazy thing, was that we really didn't get investments. Like, we probably just now started doing like some sort of like small capital from like Shopify and PayPal, like some of our services that we use to conduct e-commerce, but we haven't done like any super large investments yet, because like the investments that we see on Shark Tank, of course, those require that, you give a good percentage of your business away. So when I talk about, being diligent with mistakes that you make, you have to be very diligent with, who you allow to even invest into your business, because that person is going to be tied to your business. But our motto has really been to be very grassroots along the way. So we pretty much make money. We depend a lot on the sales that we make. From that sales, we actually reinvest back into the business from our sales that we make. Sometimes you got to sacrifice and just use those funds that you get to put back into the business so that you can see more.
That was an absolute great question. And this is really good notes. So the next question I have is, what were some of your difficulties in your business when you started it?
Man, ooh. All right. Some of the difficulties when I first started, when I think of like a really challenging time in my life, it was when I decided to go full time with the business. So I've been a full time entrepreneur with the business for about um it's been about 3 years now at this point. When I first decided to go, I thought that, yes, I was setting myself up with events that I was able to do weekly. And so I wanted to at least have that secure first before I could fully jump out there. But I don't think I was understanding the magnitude of what I was doing. And my husband, he had his own business too at the same time. So we really dealt with paying our bills, like making enough money to pay our bills at that time. That was like such a big challenge. Sometimes I look at our sales that we were making a couple of years ago and understanding that we were living off of that. And I'm like, how? I don't know how we were living off of it, but we made a way to do it. And we've taken on many challenging opportunities within our life. Like one time we took on a 4,000 bar order. I never, at the point when I did that, I had never produced 4,000 bars in the lifespan of the business. And I was about to take this on within about a matter of 6 weeks. And so just always stepping up and recognizing that growth is uncomfortable, but I want to go to the next step and I'm going to do what I have to do. But I've definitely experienced financial challenges. That has to be one of the biggest things.
Final question, sadly. So we have young entrepreneurs in this call right now, like Brooke Smith and a person that's on the call but haven't talked yet, and that's Maya. And she has her own skincare business. And I was going to ask this question for those people that want to start a skin care or skin anything business. So, what is some great ingredients for skincare?
Get as many ingredient books as you can, but oatmeal, of course, is something that's super dope. Aloe vera is really popular for skincare. If you talk about plants, herbs, calendula is really good, as well as St. John's wort. If you're making things for babies, calendula and chamomile are two really great ingredients. Aloe is really loving for the skin. I don't know if you guys been seeing the sea moss craze going lately, but sea moss is actually really good for the skin. So just things the skin actually absorbs and eats too. So you just want to give the skin like good nutrients, things that we like to eat or things that a plant would like to eat. Our skin likes to eat that same thing. It likes to have that very same stuff on its skin. So there's so many ingredient books that'll tell you it's an endless amount of things and herbs and natural ingredients and even some other ingredients. If you decide to go the skincare route, that's like an esthetician. I know you can use things like retinol, not hydrocortisone, but there's gonna be some various ingredients that you can use that aren't necessarily like natural plants. They're like compounds and that you can use that'll help with the skin as well.
Hyaluronic acid.
What'd you say?
Hyaluronic acid.
Yes, child. Yes, thank you. Because I was drawing a blank. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yes, even that ingredient. So there's various ingredients that you can use that'll help with the skin.
The first question is from Cynthia Washington, a member of Business Minds Kids. She wanted to know, who's your target audience?
Our target audience is people of color. Our people of color, around the ages of like 25 to 44. And mainly it's women. We do get some men, but it's mainly women. We look at a lot of young mothers who are just starting out with children. A lot of children are developing skincare issues like eczema, dry skin, people who deal with acne, young teenagers who deal with acne, and even adults who deal with acne. People of color who deal with hyperpigmentation. Anybody who's dealing with a skin condition for the most part. But based off of our demographic of people who come and buy from us, it is typically people of color and people who are really into like a natural way of life, wanting to convert and wanting to try natural things for their skin. Even people who are just desperate as well, people who've been to the dermatologist multiple times and they feel like they have nowhere to go. And, this is their last resort. They want to try something that's going to help.
Hyaluronic acids. I started to think about the ingredients in Kylie's skin. So how exactly do you as a natural skincare brand feel about Kylie's skin using ingredients similar to yours, but her products are viewed as a natural?
I'm not a big fan of Kylie Jenner in general, just because they, they're they are great business people. Clearly, they are doing their thing, but to me, they don't represent natural whatsoever. Like, they are the definition of synthetic. But their business acumen is great. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that I actually haven't even really taken a look at Kylie Jenner's. I haven't even taken a look at her line, really. I'm pretty sure that they get access to a lot of great ingredients. I'm not sure if they're all natural. Pretty much things that are going to be all natural are going to be, herbs. My definition is going to be using herbs, plant-based products, and even using something like hyaluronic acid. Acids are something that are naturally occurring in the body as well. So just kind of being diligent about the way that they are derived. That's pretty much what makes something natural, is like how it's derived.
Thank you for listening to Business Minds Kids, where we train the kings and queens of the future. Today we interviewed Ms. Terran Lewis, and she spoke on how her skincare line is mainly for people of color and how it's helping us with all natural cures and cleanses.
I wish to people who have family with the coronavirus. I have a family member who does have the virus, unfortunately, and she's going through a hard time because her father has it. And I hope and I pray that everybody is, trying to find a way to cope with this, and I pray that everybody heals and it's all right in the end.
Is for all of the nurses and doctors fighting corona, because it's a high risk of them getting corona, getting hurt, or getting trampled, but they're still doing it. And that's what I love about the world, that there's still people that help when it's dire need. So that's my well wish.
To all the manufacturers opening back up this Friday because they're making themselves more susceptible to the virus.
To all those who are like battling corona and who are just battling other sicknesses during the time that we're in this period right now of coronavirus going around. So that's my well wish to those who are battling sickness right now.
I hope people are being safe and they don't help spread it, because like we need to stay in the house even though it's hard. But if they do got the corona, I pray for them because I know it's tough. And yeah, that's it.
Be for all of those who are currently dealing with unemployment, those who are dealing with financial situations during this time. I'm hoping that everybody's going to be able to bounce back and that they find the proper help that they need.
Thank you for watching Business Minds Kids, where we train the kings and queens of the future.